The McDonald's hot coffee case is often thought of as the perfect case to show how ridiculous personal injury lawsuits are. Everybody seems to think that some person was dumb enough to spill hot coffee in their lap and then got millions of dollars for no reason. What people don't understand are the true facts of the McDonald's hot coffee case. That case involved a 79-year-old woman who was buying coffee at a drive-through window at McDonald's. She bought the coffee, her grandson was driving, the grandson pulled over, and she had the coffee in her lap and she was fixing it, making sure it had enough sugar and cream in it, and she accidentally spilled the coffee in her lap. But here are the true facts that made it actually a viable lawsuit. Number one, the coffee was super hot, and it was really hot because that was McDonald's corporate-wide policy. McDonald's had a policy that said we are going to have our coffee be 185 degrees plus or minus 5 degrees. That's really hot. At home, we drink our coffee at about 135 degrees. Coffee at 185 degrees, the temperature that McDonald's chose, is literally undrinkable. If you put it in your mouth and keep it in there for 2 or 3 seconds, you'll have second or third degree burns. You cannot drink the coffee that hot. And it was their policy to serve the coffee at that temperature. Because they did that, there were over 700 injuries from McDonald's hot coffee in the 10 years before Stella Liebeck, the person injured in this case, got injured. Despite those injuries and lawsuits, McDonald's kept its corporate-wide policy that they were going to have the coffee that hot. That's even though they knew that coffee at that temperature caused second or third degree burns, and they knew that people were getting hurt by that coffee, and they knew that people were making legal claims. Despite all that knowledge, they kept their policy, they kept serving that hot coffee, and people kept getting hurt. And that's what the jury learned about in the case. The jury also learned that Ms. Liebeck had very serious injuries. She had second and third degree burns in her private areas, and she needed skin grafts to deal with that. She had medical bills of over $11,000. She was in the hospital for a significant period of time. Ms. Liebeck offered to settle her case with McDonald's for $20,000, and McDonald's offered her $700. When the case went to trial, the jury heard all this evidence about how hot the coffee was and how many legal claims there had been, and McDonald's corporate policy that they refused to change, and the jury made a significant award. They awarded a couple $100,000 for compensatory damages to compensate Ms. Liebeck for her injuries. But they also made a significant punitive damage award, an award to punish McDonald's for its conduct. And that award was $2.7 million, which coincidentally was exactly equal to 2 days of coffee sales at McDonald's worldwide. So the jury was trying to send a message that if you know your coffee's too hot, if you know you're hurting people and you won't change your policy, you're going to pay for it, you're going to be punished for it. Now, ultimately, what people don't realize is that the jury also found that Ms. Liebeck was partly responsible for her injuries, 20%. So her compensatory damage award was reduced by 20%. What people also don't know is that the judge reduced the punitive damage award. The judge cut it to roughly 3 times the compensatory damages. So ultimately, Ms. Liebeck only received about $600,000, not millions of dollars for her injury. But those are the true facts of the McDonald's case. McDonald's had a policy of serving super hot coffee. They knew they were hurting people, and basically they did not care and were not going to change unless they were forced to by a jury. And that's the benefit of civil litigation, the benefit of a personal injury case, is that it can cause a corporation or an individual to change its behavior and make the world a safer place.